Guys, in every society we find women, depiction of women in a different category. अब वेस्ट में कॉन्सेप्ट अलग है भाई. हिंदुस्तान में एक लड़का लड़की दो लड़कों के साथ घूमे तो खराब, एक लड़का तीन लड़कों के साथ घूमे तो स्ट्राइक. हमारे सोसाइटी में ऐसे चलता है. एंड देयर इज अ पेट्रोनाइजेशन ऑफ वुमेन आल्सो. वही औरत घर में जाएगी बहू बन के, वही जब बूढ़ी हो जाएगी शी विल सप्रेस हर बहू. दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंस. कहानी घर घर की कौन सा है, वो लड़कियां देखती है उसको. It's like that. So it's a culture which bad good is a different thing. I'm not judging it, but the point is, ठीक है ना? गलत है क्या? मतलब दादीज और मदर्स नहीं, मैं तो कर रही हूँ. Let them fight. बर्तन girls are into all these things, no? She said this, he said this. Guys are not into that, but it's okay. Religion, please write religion. The period of 600 to 300 CE or 300 to 600 CE is seen as the consolidation of Brahminical ideology. Consolidation of Brahminical ideology as temple-based sectarian cults became popular and Sanskrit was firmly established. And Sanskrit was firmly established as the language of royal inscriptions. The Gupta rulers gave patronage to Bhagavatism. What is Bhagavatism? Which was centered around worship of Bhagavat or Vishnu. And his incarnations. Full stop. Later, Vishnu came to be identified with Krishna Vasudeva. Later, Vishnu came to be identified with Krishna Vasudeva, a legendary hero of Vishnu tribe. A legendary hero of Vishnu, Vishni. Vishnu tribe, who gave the historical sermon of Bhagavad Gita. In the epic, which was the epic? इसमें रहते हैं वो भगवत महाभारत. लिखो. So Bhaktism came up like this, na? That इसके बाद लिखो, the new religion was quite liberal. This religion was quite liberal, na? And assimilated the lower classes in its fold. And assimilated the lower classes in its fold. द चीफ टेक्स्ट ऑफ भगवतिज्म, भगवत गीता में क्या लिखा हुआ है? जब जब अधर्म का वास होगा तो विष्णु आएंगे. सो इन इंग्लिश यू राइट दिस, whenever there was a social crisis, whenever there is a social crisis, Vishnu would appear. Vishnu would appear in human form, and save the people. Save the people. Thus, the incarnations of Vishnu were envisaged or envisioned. Thus, the 10 incarnations of Vishnu were envisioned. 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 Guys, you are getting the point I'm trying to make. See, what happens is Vedic literature is written down during this time onwards. Why? Certain reasons. Vaishyas, who were the rulers of Gupta period, wanted to legitimize their rule first. Second thing is Vaishnavism came up. Dharma Sutras, Puranas, Vayu Purana, Vishnu Purana, Skanda Purana, all were compiled during this period. No patience. Compiled during this time period, which consolidated the position of Brahmanas because Sanskrit was the chief language. So from this time onwards, we see a decline of Buddhism and Jainism and rise of Hinduism, because Vaishnavism is including the tribal people, because Krishna is a tribal deity. Bhagavad Gita says whenever there is a crisis, I'll be what? ये तो लिखा हुआ था. So there is a tussle of ideologies in which Hinduism wins. ठीक है? Okay. By the end of Gupta period, Mahayana Buddhism was overshadowed. Mahayana Buddhism was overshadowed by which religion? Bhagavatism. And Vishnu became the member of Trinity of gods. Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. We often see during this time period onwards that we see three faces. जो तुमने pictures देखी होंगी अभी, उसमें एक शिव का है, एक ब्रह्मा का है और एक इसका है, शिव का है. You getting my point? So it's more democratizing Hinduism. So idol worship became a common feature. And the idols of different incarnations of Vishnu were housed in the temples constructed in the Gupta period. Gupta kings proclaimed themselves as Bhagavatas. And they made Garunas or Garuna as their emblem. While the Vakatakas claimed to be the devotees of Shiva, and their emblem was boar. B-O-A-R. However, both Guptas and Vakatakas and boar as their emblem, adopted boar as their emblem. However, both Guptas and Vakatakas claimed to be devotees of Vishnu. It is also true that, next paragraph, it is also true that Buddhism no longer received royal patronage. However, some stupas and viharas were constructed. However, some stupas and viharas were constructed, and Nalanda developed as developed as great center of education for Mahayana Buddhism during this time. Mahayana Buddhism during this time. During this time only we see Hyun-sang came to Nalanda. Okay? And this is, just to give you an idea, this time onwards, 5th century, 7th century onwards, we see Buddhism evaporating from India, but is moving to Tibet, Southeast Asia, China, Japan. I've given you enough examples how Hinduism has reinvented. And okay, we see Shiva Shakti also. Literature. This is last part, 10-15 minutes. The Gupta period is considered as the golden age of art and literature. In ancient India, the literature in this period was written in Sanskrit. The two great epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, Ramayana and Mahabharata, were finally compiled in the 4th century AD. It also marks the beginning of the writing of Puranas. Example, Vishnu Puran, Vayu Puran, Matsya Puran or Matsya Puran. Several Dharma Shastras such as Yajnavalkya, this is Narada, Narada, Brihaspati Samhita, were composed in this period. कमंदकाज नीतिसार, कमंदकाज नीतिसार, KAMANDAKA नीतिसार, कमंदकाज नीतिसार। नहीं मिला, मिल जाएगा सब, एवरीथिंग इज देयर, बट चलो ठीक है, जस्ट पिंग मी, आई गिव इट टू यू आल्सो, दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम। प्लीज रीच आउट टू मी टाइम से, ऑफिस के टाइम तक, उसके बाद मेरी भी लाइफ है यार, मेरी शादी होने दो, ठीक है? तुम लोग का तो क्या है, फिर तो मेरे को वैसे दाढ़ी इतनी सफेद हो गई, फिर कोई लड़की नहीं मिलेगी, फिर मुझे लड़की की शादी करनी पड़ेगी। यही अपराध मैं बार बार करता हूँ, आदमी से प्यार करता हूँ, ऐसा कहना पड़ेगा, बट दैट इज ऑल्सो ओके यार भाई, जिसको पसंद है, हम वी लाइक गर्ल्स मोर देन बॉयज, व्हाई डू समबडी लाइक, बट इट्स ओके यार, अब क्या कह सकते हैं। When I was in college, like every attempt reject, 3 years तक I did like this, that is motivation, I never shied away from, yes it's okay, क्या दिक्कत है, yeah, well college में every second third day I used to go to a girl, can we go for a coffee, and she was like no, okay next then we used to go, I was very naive, you see college में क्या होता है ना, आप छिछोरे होते हो लेकिन आप गंदे नहीं होते हो, ये फर्क है, you just are seeking for love, not lust. Somebody would call me, I would call somebody, or somebody would message me, I would call, समझ लो ना, there's a difference. I was so naive, होता है ना, बच्चा ना होता है 17-18 साल में, वो निब्बे निब्बी होते हैं बच्चे, वो देखो, हाँ निब्बा निब्बी है, तुम लोग यूपीएससी निब्बा हो, there's a channel you see which writes UPSC nibba, which is strange. You see, back in our days, in 2012-11, only sincere students would come. Now, thanks to the social media, average students are okay. Average student ban jate hain. What up? Chapri students also come. Some chapri students, not all chapri students. Not in Karol Bagh, but like, there are people everywhere. But what is chapri? How do you define a chapri student? Is it used in Hyderabad? Eh? तुम्हारा तो ऐसे ही होता, क्या रे क्या है? Chiller. Fukra for girls are here. Oh, fukra. Chiller. Okay. But when I went to Hyderabad, I used to go from Tilmargiri. I used to take auto. I used to reach at Hakimpet. Sorry, Begumpet. No. हाँ, तो मैं Saturday. Hakimpet I used to take 18 kilometers है ना. Tilmargiri. Then we have flyover, bus stand. Then I used to go to GVK Mall. Begumpet, airport के पास. So I used to go there, chill out at Banjara Hills. Banjara Hills, there's a place in Hyderabad called Banjara Hills. मौसम देखो, हैदराबाद is हैदराबाद. अगर हैदराबाद दिल्ली के पास होता तो दिल्ली नहीं होता फिर, because the climate is also very good. 13, 18, 20, अभी तो बहुत ट्रैफिक होने लग गया है, मेट्रो चल गया ना अभी तो. Back in our days it was बन रहा था. Gachibowli Stadium till where? Hakimpet. It's 30 kilometers. 40. Airport is there, no? I used to take the sea. So I know like every bit of Hyderabad, like, till from non-veg that what is that? Old Hyderabad, जहाँ पर वो मिलता है हलीम. Old city. Okay. हाँ, yeah. पिस्ता तो. That's what I love about history. You connect with every place. Even I go to Mysore, I will connect to the South Indian this thing. I'm not very good at eating South Indian because मुझे पसंद नहीं है. But the point is like if you have a very good what do you call it? अरे यार जिसमें इतना बड़ा होता है वो, which is having all the vegetables. Medu vada is good. Medu vada is good, and that uttapam. I love like uttapam more than anything else. So every area has its own. Guys, धर्मशास्त्र का बता दिया. Then we have a very important text called Kama Sutra of Vatsyayana. तुमने कहाँ तक लिख दिया? नीति सारा, which is a book on statecraft. अबे यार, नीति सारा, which is a book on Kama Sutra of Vatsyayana. See, Indian civilization, you see, a lot of these depictions are kind of very overtly, what do you call it? I will not say sexual, I will say aesthetic. But the point is, religion and what do you call it? These things also go together. अब भाई हम शर्म में 130 करोड़ कैसे हो गए? You see? So there's a difference which we look for, West की यार ये तो बहुत open है. No, it's not like that. Still you go to आप कभी होली में गए हो? भाभी इतना मारती है ना? They will catch you like anything. फिर छुड़ाते रहो अपने आप को. You see? So now हम लोगों ने क्या कर दिया ना ultra modern होने के चक्कर में. But still, if you look at our culture, no, it's very open culture. Okay, guys, we'll come to this. But before this, तुम जल्दी से कालिदास के बारे में लिख लो. Secular literature. कालिदास. इसके बारे में लिखवाया है that Kalidasa was the Navaratna of Chandragupta II. Okay. His books are Meghdoota, Abhigyan Sakuntalam, ABHIJYANA Shakuntalam, SHAKUNTALAM, Shakuntalam. इसके बारे में थोड़ा लिखो. Considered as the classic of one of the best literary works in the world. It was translated first by Charles Dickens. Sorry, Wilkins, not Dickens. Charles Wilkins. Then we have Kumar Sambhavan. It's a story about the birth Kumara Sambhavam. It's a story of birth of Shiva and Parvati. And also contains reference of Sati system. Guys, take a 5 minutes break. I'll be back by 5 to 10 minutes. Okay? वैदिक में तो किया था. वैदिक वाले कहाँ जाते थे? वैदिक में आप नहीं कर सकते ना. शूद्र और वैश्य नहीं कर सकते ना मंदिर में. सिर्फ ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय जाते थे. बट वो तो नेचर को उसमें प्रे नहीं करते. और ये वैदिक जैसे अच्छा लेटर वैदिक में रिस्ट्रिक्टेड. हाँ, जब बाकी सारे वैदिक थे. तो ये वैदिक में सब साथ साथ चलते थे. जैसे भाई गांव में एक हस्बैंड वाइफ है, दोनों लेबर है. घरवाला की क्या है, घरवाली पूछ देती है उसको. शुरू घरवाले का बिजनेस बन गया. घरवाला बड़ा बड़ा बिल्डिंग बना रहा है. घरवाला के चुपचाप घर में बैठ तो क्या करेगी. और घर में बैठी है और आदमी अपना बाहर घूम रहा है. समझ रहे हो? वैसे ठीक है. Better to be calm. उस्ताद है ना, उसको बंद कर दो। Let's please respond to other people who are online. It's a bit factual, but the point is that's how UPSC is working, operating. I cannot help it. आज है क्लास 3 बजे? We'll go like half 45 minutes more. ठीक है ना? सब मूड आ रही है। चलो 30 मिनट्स यार। पेपर में आएगा ना फिर कहोगे। Pooja, you guys are online. Who else is there? In Pooja and a couple of people more, na? Yeah. So I hope you can hear me now. Okay. Till now we have written Ritu Samhara. Okay. Ritu Samhara talks about the seasons. It's a poem. We talked before that. We talked about Kumara Sambhavan. After that, we talked about Malvika Agnimitram. Malvika Agnimitram. It's a first dramatic work of Kalidasa. first dramatic work of Kalidas for the celebration of Vasant Utsav. Celebration of Vasant Utsav. Or spring festival. Then we have Shudraka, who has written a play called Mrichkatikam. Shudraka. It's not Shudra, it's Shudraka. Which playwright है, मतलब dramatist है, Shudraka. Writer of the play Mrichkatikam, little clay cart. Mrichkatikam means little clay cart, which deals with the love affair of a poor Brahmin with the beautiful daughter of a courtesan. Then we have daughter of a courtesan. कोर्ट में जो बंदा है. Then we have Vishakh Dutt, who writes Mudra Rakshas and Devi Charu. Mudra Rakshas. And another creation is Devi Charuguptam. Devi Chandraguptam, sorry. Then we have another writer called Bhairavi, who writes a book called This is what Bhairavi writes. It's a book called Kirat Arjunya. It's a combat of Arjuna and Shiva. Combat of Arjuna and Shiva. You see, either they are secular literature, like love stories, or they are stories of gods. Kirat Arjunya. मिटा दो. Shiva Arjuna. It's a story of Kirat Arjunya. Then we have Vishnu Sharma's Panchatantra. इसके बाद लिखो Then please write art and architecture. This is the last one. Art and architecture. See, guys, this is the dominant form of, what do you call it? Nagara architecture. So there's a difference between South Indian and North Indian. In South India, we have elaborate boundaries. In North India, we have only Shikhara. Gopurams is this. Garbhagriha. Garbh means womb. Womb means where we have a important main deity. Garbha is this. Then we have Vimana. Vimana is this part. Mandapa. In South India, we have bigger mandapas. And this is Torana. Torana is the area जहाँ तुम्हें घूम सकते हो. Stambha is Stambha. I'll show it to you. ये देखो. Vimana, Shikhara. This is Garbhagriha. In South India, after this we have an elaborate. इसको फर्दर एक्सप्लेन करता हूं मैं, चलो लिख लो हल्का सा। Ancient Indian art was mainly inspired by religion. Ancient Indian art was mainly inspired by religion. Full stop. The finest examples of Buddhist art during Gupta period, the finest examples of Buddhist art during Gupta period are Ajanta caves, paintings of Ajanta caves, which are now included in World Heritage Sites. Which are now included in the list of World Heritage Sites of UNESCO. The Gupta period next marks beginning of Indian temple architecture. Beginning of Indian temple architecture. These temples are made in the architectural style known as Nagara. Known as Nagara. In which generally flat roofed square temples were built. Full stop. Two of these temples in which the images of Vishnu are placed in the center as a chief deity, are found at Bhitargaon near Kanpur. Made of brick, and stone sculpture of Naranarayana. Stone sculpture of Naranarayana from Dasavatara temple of Devgarh in Jhansi. Okay, the sculptures paintings to the period of the sculptures pertaining to period of 300 to 600 not only shows a continuation of earlier styles and trends. Of earlier styles and trends derived from Mathura and Gandhara schools. But also shows introduction of new styles. But also shows introduction of new styles. Inspiration of the themes for sculpture was drawn from Hindu, Buddhist, and Jaina traditions. Full stop. Many Vaishnava sculptures which include images of the avatars, look at this, avatars such as boar, man lion, dwarf, and Vasudeva Krishna. Boar, this is boar. We can call it Vasudeva Krishna. Look at the images: Buddhist, Hindu, tribal. This is Devgarh. I hope this is visible. Vasudeva Krishna is similar. Yes, it's visible now. Okay. Look at this is the continuation of Gandhara and Mathura. Gandhara and Mathura are the periods before this. We'll be discussing that when we'll see, because Gandhara school is a school which is being inspired by Greek. The body's posturing is good, eyes are open, shoulders are better. Okay, but here we do see inspiration. Look at the body posture, of male as well as females. Okay. Vasudeva Krishna have been found at Mathura. The next paragraph, the cave architecture of this period is almost entirely Buddhist. But there are few exceptions. Such as caves of Udaygiri, which are Jaina caves, which is in Odisha, which has famous relief scene of Vishnu, relief, RELIEF, scene of Vishnu rescuing the earth, rescuing the earth from the waters in the form of from the waters in the form of Narihi Varaha. This one. Body of a man and head of a boar. Boar, B-O-A-R. Comma, the Elephanta caves, comma, the largest one of which, Elephanta caves. Elephanta caves Mumbai में है. The largest of which is dedicated to Shiva. Okay, science and tech. Science and tech. Gupta period is unparalleled for its achievements in mathematics and astronomy. The roots of Indian mathematics can be traced to Sulva Sastra. Shulva Sustra, sorry. Sulva Sutra, not Shastra. Sulva Sutra. Which were the appendices to the Shot Sutra or SHRAU TA Shrav Sutra or Shot Sutra. The Pythagoras theorem, next paragraph, sir. The Pythagoras theorem, earliest expression can be found in Bodhayana, in Bodhayanas, which was composed around 6th century BC. Okay. Next, right please. Aryabhatta 1, father of algebra, and the earliest known astronomer of India. Who probably resided at Patliputra, present day Patna, and wrote 2 astronomical texts called Aryabhattiya and Aryabhatta Siddhant. आर्यभट्ट सिद्धांत. ये भी यूपीएससी ने पूछा हुआ है, ठीक है. और see, in the 7th century, we also see commentators like Bhaskara 1, Bhaskara one, who wrote a commentary on Aryabhatiya, calls the Aryabhatiya the Ashmaka Tantriya. Ashmaka Tantra, all Sanskritic terms. Next, Varamihira. This is the second last one. Varamihira is a 6th century astronomer, astrologer, and mathematician. Varamihira is an astronomer, astrologer, and mathematician, and his famous work is Pancha Siddhantika. And he's in the court of Chandragupta II. Varamihira is in the court of Chandragupta II. Pancha Siddhantika. Pancha Siddhantika means 5 elements. Now we have Shushruta. Shushruta, famous author of Shushruta Samhita. Which deals with surgery. That's why Sushruta is called the first surgeon. Deals with surgery. Treatment of wounds, extraction, arrows, anatomy, wounds, extraction, arrows, anatomy. It is totally absent in Madhya Pradesh. What did I say? What did I talk about Vishti? Vishti is a forced labor. The Sanskrit plays written during Gupta period, women spoke which language? बताओ भाई. They did not speak Sanskrit. Not sure. They spoke Prakrit language. Who among the following? It's the Sushrut. Sushrut Samhita was written by Sushrut, which talks about surgery. बताओ भाई बताओ. डी होगा. Charaka talks about Vishakdatta was a Varamira is a and who's left? Brahmagupta is a astronomy. Yes. Vishakdatta writes Mudra Rakshas. First का B, second का C, third का A. An astrologer can also be a mathematician, no? But here the pairing is like this only. ना तभी तो मैंने सारे लिखवाए थे. They are asking questions like this only. हाँ बताओ बताओ. Guys, तभी मैं कहता हूँ. It's a big topic, but questions are there. Yeah. पहले का क्या हुआ? बी हुआ ड्रामा. बी का क्या हुआ? मैथमेटिशियन. हाँ 3 हुआ ना. सॉरी एस्ट्रोनॉमी. सॉरी मैं भी तो कह रहा हूँ कि अब a person can be mathematician and astronomer both. ठीक है. चरका क्या करता है? अब बन किस में रहा है ये बताओ मुझे. ब्रह्मगुप्ता ब्रह्मगुप्ता मैंने लिखा है नहीं ना. प्लीज राइट ब्रह्मगुप्ता ऑल्सो. हाँ मतलब वही मैं कह रहा हूँ. सॉरी ब्रह्मगुप्ता. यस यस. Brahmagupta. Just a sec. What have we written? We have written क्या क्या लिखवाया मैंने बताना. Okay, right. Brahmagupta, late 6th and 7th century astronomer and well-known mathematician. अब बताओ. He is a late 6th and 7th century astronomer as well as mathematician. That's what I was saying. Who made important contribution to geometry? Who made important contribution to geometry? That's what I'm saying. It's like Leonardo da Vinci, who was painter also and mathematician also. ठीक है ना? That's what I'm saying, trying to say. No? That's very confusing. No? In UPSC, you just focus on 3. If 3 is meeting, then 4th one is which one? Eliminate the impossible. Whatever is left, however improbable, must be the truth. Eliminate the impossible first. भाई ये तो नहीं हो सकता. हाँ भाई आ जाओ इधर. You know 3, you don't know Bilhana. अब करो आंसर. मृच्छकटिकम, विशाखदत्ता देवी, और 12 महीना बृहत समिता। समिता लिखी थी ना 12 महीना ने। बचा क्या? 2। फर्स्ट इज 3, सेकेंड इज 4, फिफ्थ इज थर्ड इज शूद्रका इज 2. So this is the answer. D is, you know 90% of it, no? Your chances of getting it right is better than others. That's why I made you write all those things. It's bigger, but the point is, it's very effective. Yes. मैंने क्या बताया था आपको? What? लिखवाया था? Just go back to your notes. हाँ. अब बरोच भी लिखो. बरोच. बरोच इज गुजरात. ओट. बरोच. बरोच इज गुजरात. नो लास्ट कल भी तो इस पे बात की थी ना मैंने. दे आर आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चंस व्हाट कैन वी डू, है ना? यस, ये तो हमने किया था ना. You see, we are yet to do Lepakshi temples, temple architecture, but all of them are related to mural paintings. What are mural paintings? Paintings which are on the walls. It's none other than Ajanta caves. Please keep in mind that you have to do Ellora also, you have to do Bagh also, you have to do Badami also. किस time period में बने थे वो I will do. That's not a problem. When we'll be taking our part in architecture along with you got an idea about this thing ना. ठीक है. Today's lecture we discussed about elaborate economy, science setting and architecture about it. Before that we talked about the basically a political history of it, a general idea about it, who came after who. It's a factual, but the point is questions are coming. You can see it's very confusing. But the point is, अगर आपके notes कितने बने आज कितने notes बने? How many notes were did you made it today? It's barely 4. Like that makes it 4 pages, no? 6 pages. 2 to 3 questions in 4 pages. I don't think the output is bad. From this chunk, how much is this chunk? दिखाना कितना बड़ा हो गया? 28 pages. Around 7 questions. ठीक है. 14 marks. Choice is yours. ठीक है, चलो take a break. After that, we'll be having your classes. Thank you so much.
Introducing the Prelims Target course and Prelims Test Series at ProdEgyIAS. Designed for UPSC Prelims 2026, this comprehensive program offers in-depth classes on history, geography, science and tech, environment, polity and governance, and economy. Stay updated with current affairs and sharpen your skills with our Prelims Test Series consisting of 50 full-length tests covering all subjects along with CSAT. Join ProdEgyIAS and stay ahead.